Hello. We are having our representative meeting for this week. Very excited to follow up with everyone that was here last week and also talk to those who were not here last week about fundraising. So I know that I did see, just personally, I saw Amanda's fundraiser get registered this morning. So congratulations on that, Miss Amanda. And I think she even found a separate fundraiser from the one she talked about, right, Amanda? You want to tell us what you're doing?
Yes, the one I was going to do originally wasn't working out. So I decided to raise money for a lady that has cancer in our area.
Great. And it's nice to know that you can do those things. You don't necessarily have to be working with an organization. So that was great and a great example, and I'm excited to see that happen, Miss Amanda. Did anybody else have their fundraiser that they have either made their decision on or have already registered since we talked last week?
I have one that I'm starting. My son's girlfriend took a flyer and to her work. She works in a pediatric doctor's office, and they're very interested in buying Annie the Owl. So I haven't registered yet, but I'm going to see how well this goes. But yes, I have one in progress.
Yay!
Awesome.
Who else?
I know Robin's on mute. I know I had spoken to her during the week about a couple of ideas. So I don't know, Robin, if you want to feel comfortable sharing.
I'm still waiting to hear back. Nobody's made a final decision yet. So what I need to know is, when is the cutoff? And I have a sick kitty, so if he crawls up here.
Oh.
Anyway, when is the cutoff so that maybe I can let them know they don't have forever to get back with me?
Well, I usually just sort of let them know I'm trying to get this going by the due date of blah, 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 and that's your own due date, because we don't really have a due date necessarily, but that's what I would do, Robin. I would let them know I'm trying to get this, and that due date would probably, for me, be the Campaign 20 order due date, because that is the beginning of these fourth quarter fundraisers.
Remember, Annie the Owl runs, I believe, is it Campaign 19 or 20 to Campaign 2. So you can run your fundraiser as long as you want. Tammy Chappell might be on here. Tammy, are you on? I know she was on early. Okay, she's on. Tammy does amazing with fundraisers. She has the Boys and Girls Club in her area. So she might be able to give us some advice on how long she runs her fundraisers for. And I know she's got a couple coming up as well. So I'm not sure if your mic's working, Tammy. If not, you can always type in the chat box and I'll translate for you.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. What you need to know, because I just got all connected.
Tammy's up in the North Country in New York, up near the Canadian border, so sometimes internet can be spotty. We were talking about fundraisers, Tammy, and how you have had some great success with them. How long do you usually let your fundraisers run for?
Well, with the Boys and Girls Club, we like to run it 2 weeks, because the kids are doing the fundraisers. We don't like to have the money and the stuff out there too long, so we run it 2 weeks.
Perfect. And then do you, when you register your fundraiser with the fundraiser desk, you give them a start time and an end time, and then how much you think that fundraiser will generate? It can sometimes go over, it can sometimes go under, correct?
Right.
Okay. All right, does that answer your question for you, Robin? Okay, thanks, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Anyone else have a fundraiser upcoming or in the works?
I actually have, it's going to be kind of like an ongoing fundraiser, turned in monthly. Boys and Girls Club wants to do a fundraiser once a month called Spa Days. So I've got to figure out at once a month what product to use for Spa Day.
And we do have a new beauty flyer, so for fourth quarter, so that could be very helpful because of the 50% earnings. So I think Tammy's saying she may do it not as a flyer, which you can do, but you don't have those locked in earnings is the only difference there.
Right.
Yeah. For those of you new to fundraisers, you want to make sure that if you want to receive the locked in earnings of 50%, then you have to use the flyers. Some who have been doing fundraisers like Tammy for a while choose to do things throughout the book, but then that's going to be based on the tiered earning level that you're at for that campaign. And depending on, Tammy, it wouldn't be fixed earnings because she's doing core products with Avon. But if you decide to do a fundraiser on shoes, remember, you're only earning 20% on that. So it's going to be hard to kind of give a huge profit to your organization. So if you're new to fundraisers, definitely I recommend the path of least resistance, which would be the flyers. But if you're experienced like Tammy, go for it.
Okay. Some other ideas that I've seen lately that you guys may be able to really use. I've seen some folks doing fundraising using just social media. Doesn't seem to be printed flyers to some of the ones I've seen recently. So maybe they would post the OWL flyer. They would start a group for it, let them know what the cause is. One particular thing I've seen has been for a boy who's got a lot of medical costs. And so they're just sharing this, getting shared a lot. And then the payment, I'm trying to think, what did they put down there? You could probably use I think like it just stayed on Facebook. So we'll have to investigate if anybody knows about that. It seems like you just clicked it on Facebook and went through. I know I got a t-shirt to help out a boy, and it seemed to just stay on Facebook. So they may have a payment option, but PayPal would be an option. But either way, even if you're picking up payments, you're still able to get it out there without having so many flyers, but having lots and lots of people viewing it. I know Amanda's probably a good one to try that with the one that she's doing because she's seems to be very savvy on social media. You'll have to let us know, Amanda.
And remember too, as the schools have gone back, all the nonprofits go into action now. They're all gathering their teams together. They're all having their committee meetings. This is when the nonprofits really start talking to their teams about fundraising, all of that kind of thing. So it's nice for them to have an option, and you guys have a tangible product there that you can actually fundraise with, which is amazing. So as we look, each month the different nonprofit really has a different cause. So find the cause that you are very passionate about. If you are passionate against fighting breast cancer, then you look at October. Look at some different BCRF. You've got American Cancer Society. You've got some really different making strides against breast cancer. There's some different key points. But, think about the nonprofits that you're passionate about. I know, Robin and I had talked about the Humane Society because she's very passionate about animals. So find something that you can relate to and pick your nonprofit of choice as well. And again, it doesn't have to be a nonprofit. We've got all the teachers going back to school, and maybe all the parents didn't donate the tissues that they need, the paper towels that they need, the art supplies that they need. So maybe this is a good time for you to talk to that teacher and say, hey, I can do a fundraising with your class, and they can get an OWL, or we could do a body product or something like that, and we can go ahead and raise money for your school supplies. So just think about things that you need and really put this into action, because you've got some great tools out there to really build your business. And again, 30% of the people you stay in contact will become your customers. So if you are looking for customers, this is a great way to not only build your name in the community, but also build rapport with some new customers.
Speaking of the breast cancer fundraiser, Sarah, there is a representative in the Eagle Firework Division, and she spoke on one of our leadership calls the other night, and she had a really good idea. She's using the OWL fundraiser to raise money for the breast cancer walk that she's doing with Avon, and she's calling it Save the Hooters. And so she has the OWL, and she's partnering with Hooters restaurants. Now, where I am, I don't have many, but if you're in Florida, you might have a few. I'm not so sure about how many are up in the northern part of the world, but I thought it was a cute, catchy name, you know. So she's partnering with them because they do a lot of community outreach work. They really like to be involved, especially with small businesses. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on here, you are a small business. You're considered a small business. So, you know, you might want to find businesses, other small businesses or even larger businesses in the area who like to promote small business growth and, you know, fundraising efforts and philanthropic work. So even just something like that. And that's a really catchy name to me. I mean, if someone walked into my business and said, I'm doing a fundraiser for the breast cancer walk, it's called Save the Hooters, I would probably be like, I'm in, you know. And they're selling the owls, you know. Mm-hmm. So
I have two more ideas.
Okay.
When she was talking about the schools going back, parent boosters for all sports teams. They're always looking for fundraisers. And if your community has volunteer fire department or whatever, the OWL is a great fundraiser for their Explorers Club. They can do the fundraiser with the owls, and they get donated to the rescue squad or fire department to give to kids involved in accidents or fires or something.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Yes, I forgot about that because police officers also keep stuffed animals in their car as well
too.
Yeah, all of the first responders. So
you can buy the owl now. What is it? $9 and $9.90 in your What's New. And a lot of people have talked about putting a pink ribbon around his neck or her neck and doing the Save the Hooters. So I think it's a great way to get out there and sell it when you've got it and people can look at it and touch it and see how cute it is. Great idea.
Absolutely. And just a reminder, I love all this conversation, you guys. I know you're still going after, I'm still thinking, but just remember, and Amanda, you may, I don't know how this fundraiser is going. I hope the person is getting well soon. But with most organizations, you want to rebook that fundraiser before you're done. So I would even do that before you bring them their products. Because you've got their products, they're wanting their products, you still have their attention. So, you know, did you want to rebook this for January or March? You know, give them a couple of options and make sure that you're putting them back on your calendar. It's going to keep them as customers, keep them really involved in that way, but also keep you bolstering your sales. Anyone else have fundraiser info they want to share, or something they have upcoming, or something they've done in the past? Okay, y'all are quiet.
They're thinking, their minds are turning. They're thinking of catchy names for their fundraisers now.
Yeah. And there's a lot of information out there on our district Facebook pages as well. So there's flyers out there you can use. There's so many different ideas. So, you know, it really is fundraisers, we talk about it a lot because it's such a great way, and it's a win-win situation. It's a win for the organization and it's a win for your business. So, you know, just some time aside to really get a couple of those over the next, couple of months.
And we talked about this last time, but just there's some folks that weren't here for your President's Club level, and some of you are newer. You can make President's Club even if you're newer by Campaign 26 by getting these fundraisers, because when you're pulling in sometimes, $500, $1,000, $3,000, we've seen $10,000, $13,000 fundraisers. So when you're pulling in a big fundraiser, that's going to help you to get that title and get those earnings locked in at 40%, or if you're already President's Club or higher, to go to that next level. So just remember that it is coming. We don't want to crunch. We want to do it now. So we'll talk more about that next week. If any of the managers had anything else to put in on that.
I just have one other thing I wanted to mention. This is B Week's last week to take your Sophia commitments. So if you haven't taken your Sophia commitments yet, remember, you don't necessarily have to take the levels. You can order 1 or 2 or 3 or, 30 or 50. So make sure that you're getting that out there to your district sales managers, because like Christy was talking about, just getting to that next President's Club level, that can really help you. And you can also take those and kind of do a fundraiser already. You don't have to rely on flyers. You don't have to rely on product being sent to you because you already have it. So if you're one of those representatives, because there are some out there who really enjoy taking that level where you get 30 plus you get all the extra freebies and the $50 gift card, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm going to take these. I do it every year, but what am I going to do this year to, you know, sell off my inventory? Fundraiser would be a great idea for your Sophia. It's pink, it's beautiful. It'd be a great October fundraiser for breast cancer. And then that can either be a personal fundraiser for yourself, or you can find someone in need in your community who needs it. So think outside the box a little bit, and you know, you can really help yourself get to that next level that you want to be at in your sales.
Great. Thank you, Shana. And that sort of leads us, I know Sarah was going to talk some about how to use So Very Sophia as the sales tool. So
I love So Very Sophia. It is the most amazing new fragrance. I think it's my favorite. Now, going into fragrance, people are going to buy what they can smell and what smells good, right? So this is your business. I think a big part of these bundle offers that we offer to begin with, it's really looking at this as a business opportunity, because even if you just buy one bottle, you have it there with a shower gel and a body lotion as well. So you're getting those two products with it. But you're able to display the product, you're able to show and share the product, and getting the fragrance on somebody's skin, either it be a cotton ball or on their skin, etc., is going to make the biggest difference to your sales. So you wouldn't go into a department store and say, you know what, I just want to purchase that one. I just want to purchase that fragrance there without smelling it, without smelling the body lotion, or about the layering effects either, because we all know if you layer fragrance, it will stay on for much longer. So the big thing with having this is having it beforehand. So when it comes out in the campaign, etc., you can sell it better, because this is your business. So this is really talking about not so much how many you want to buy, but looking at how many customers can you show this to. So take advantage if you haven't already, because we are going into a big week. So if you haven't at least bought one bottle, really think about it, because this is a business investment for you, especially with the fragrance. And it is an amazing fragrance. If you haven't smelt it, maybe that's why you're a bit hesitant on purchasing it. So that's what your customers are going to be like as well. So just think about, this is a business investment for you to grow your business and to get yourself to President's Club, etc., to wherever your goals and dreams are. But having the product there on hand is really going to make a difference for you. Do you guys have any questions on that? Who takes advantage of the bundle offers? Do we have some folks out there that really, look at the bundle offers and say, oh my gosh, it helps me so much? We'd love to hear from you guys.
I know that I have a representative. She is not on currently, but she's always taking advantage of the highest level, and she does put it out there in front of her customers. She has the biggest fragrance business in the district, in both of my districts actually. She's one of the top in the region for fragrance sales, and it's because she always does this. She always puts it out there. This is a big splash, this is new, this is amazing, and she has it in her hand and she has it in front of people, and it doesn't get returned, so that's not happening. So
yeah, I sold fragrance for many, many years. That's how I started off in cosmetics, as one of those fragrance spritzer people when I was young. So it's like, people want to smell it and want to feel the body lotion if they like it, and the body wash, etc. So really look at this as an investment into your business. So as we go through the bundles, this is, there'll be more coming out, but look at it more as a business opportunity for you. All right. Any questions?
I have a question, Sarah.
Yeah.
I can only speak for myself. I'm basically still relatively new. Mm-hmm. I've only been in Avon for 2 months. Mm-hmm. My personal budget is very, very tight. Mm-hmm. I have, right now, I currently have a purchasing customer base of 6 people. Mm-hmm. So I'm not making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so my want tos don't match what I can do. And it concerns me and sometimes discourages me because I know the bundles help grow, and I know, doing the fundraisers and stuff help grow the customer base. But for my circumstances, I'm very, very limited. So
Yeah.
what can I do, or people like me do, that are relatively new and are basically just getting started and don't have a lot of personal finances to put into their business?
Mm-hmm. Robin, that is an awesome question. And so what I want you to do is think about, and this is what I'm going to say, because everybody's situation is different. And you are running your Avon business, not your Avon business running you. That's one of the advantages of being with Avon. But you need to think about, because you're doing awesome and you're amazing at passing out your campaign books, you're amazing at sending out text messages, etc. So you want to look at the 3 things that you can do each day, each week, that really can affect your business. Okay, so if you can't invest into the product right now, but you can invest maybe in an extra packet of books, or maybe you can send out text messages, or you can get a fundraiser. Do you know what I mean? That's really not putting, you're not putting money up front with that. So really look at your business and say, you know what, these are the best things for my business, because every business is going to be different. So you really look at it and say, these are these 3 objectives that I'm going to do today. So, one of the things is maybe you buying Sophia right now is not in the capital right now, but maybe you could get some samples, because you're doing so well, you should be getting some samples, because you're reaching your quota. So it's one of those things. So you may say, well, you know what, I'm going to show and share Fairy Sophia and get some samples with that, So look at that. But if you want to concentrate on fundraising, all you want to do is wake up each morning and say, am I going to be, because basically you are the employee of your business, right? So you've got to wake up each morning and say, what am I going to do today that's going to affect my number? How am I going to help my customers today? How am I going to grow my customers today? So just wake up and then think about what are the objectives I'm going to do today to grow my business. And that's going to be different for every single person. But as long as you have a guide, and that's what we want to do with these meetings, is just give you a guide to say, this is what I can do, because you can't do everything. I know I can't do everything, but I always say if I can do 3 things each day that can help, that's what I'm going to do. But my day is going to be different to Christy's day, going to be different to Susan's day, going to be different to Deborah's day, and going to be different for your day,
I noticed that Deborah said in the chat box that she's going to be getting her preferred preview, but is going to pre-sale. And pre-selling is my answer for you, Robin. As soon as you see the opportunity come out from your district manager, you still have a few weeks. So you begin going to those great customers that buy fragrance. When I sold, I had a couple of customers that they loved everything. They wanted everything new, and they spent money, and I almost was like, whoa. Come on now. But I mean, they wanted to buy stuff. So you go to those customers that love to purchase, and you sell it before. You tell them, I'm going to get this for you early. It's just this price you charge them. I mean, you collect the payment. Then you commit. That way you still take advantage of that early pre-sale offer. I would always, when you do that, take advantage. Take those earnings from selling those pre-sale items and get more to have on hand. Don't necessarily use the earnings. Count it as money that you can use to get business tools.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing with what little bit I have made. I've been putting it back into samples.
Right, and samples are wonderful to get to each customer as well. But yeah, having those full-size bottles can go a long way sometimes. So it would be helpful probably to invest and have that full-size set to show at least one if, you can pre-sale. Because I understand I didn't pre-buy anything without it already being sold. So I get that completely. And there's advantages to both ways, but that's how you use it to your advantage, is to get it sold ahead of time, collect the money, then your goal.
Any other questions? I love it. I'm addicted to it. I think it's the most beautiful fragrance. So, and we get a lot of comments. I don't know, since I've been wearing it, I've been getting a lot of comments as well. So it's a good, really good fragrance. All right. So Susan, we're going to pass it over to you to talk a little bit about onboarding.
Yes, great. So we're just going to invite everybody to stay on with us for our 1 o'clock meeting, because we're going to go over the review of our new onboarding program that's coming up on September the 16th. And we want to invite everybody to join us to learn more about onboarding.
Yes. Y'all join us because you don't know when you're going to run into that person. We have to offer everyone the opportunity to earn on our team, right? Because we don't want them going online and getting on someone else's team and then we get no credit and we lose our customer at the same time. It's awful. So we've got to tell everyone that we'd love to have them on our team. So if you tell them that, then you need to know what's coming, right? Like what we can offer them. So we would love to have you guys on the next one.
Okay.
Great.
All right, but I am going to end this meeting and then we'll, so I can put it to YouTube and then I will